Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Drew sets a startling trap after Carly says Willow won't get away with it. Willow Tate will be warned by Carly Spencer that she will not get away with it. There will be some exciting things happening in Port Charles because Drew Kane will also set a startling trap. First up is Jordan Ashford, who will advise Curtis Ashford that she must act morally and cut herself apart from him. Jordan will believe it's the best thing she can do for his marriage to Portia Robinson, even though Curtis might not agree with that choice. Felicia Scorpio will provide Curtis with more details. If Felicia is able to get Jacinda back to PC for a meeting, that might include some news concerning her. Drew will brief Kai Taylor on a plan he has developed in the interim. Drew will simply hope it works, and given he will have leverage later this week, it appears that it will. Could Drew surreptitiously capture the next conversation between Curtis and Jacinda? If this is the case, Drew could obtain evidence that Curtis bought Jacinda's deception about paying for passion and voluntarily used drugs that evening. He'll ask Elizabeth Baldwin what she's doing tonight and try to lure her in with another invitation while he's with Rick Lansing. He will convey a warning to Willow once he returns with Drew. If Drew advises Willow not to upset Wiley Corinthos before their visitation hearing, this could be related to their recent meeting. However, in the upcoming episodes, Willow appears to be preparing for a possible settlement with Michael Corinthos. Since Drew obviously wants to keep Willow away from her ex-husband, he could also counsel against that. In any event, Willow is harboring a significant secret because GH has disclosed that she is the one pursuing Daisy Gilmore and manipulating Sasha Gilmore Corbin's thoughts. On the episode, Michael will try his best to reassure Sasha that he doesn't believe she's crazy. Willow is going to have a shocking encounter when she gets to work. Carly is going to be the one to interrupt Willow. "I heard what you did from Michael, and you won't get away with it," Carly says in the teaser video. Carly will undoubtedly be discussing the pool incident with Wiley, but Willow might experience a brief fright and worry that her plan to stalk Daisy has been discovered. When Carly and Lucas Jones meet, Lucas will also make a unique request. We'll learn what Lucas wants and how it will benefit Marco Rios. Last but not least, Sonny Corinthos will become agitated at yet another strategy meeting with Jason. Sonny will make it apparent throughout that conversation that if someone pursues his child, their own child will be held accountable. According to General Hospital spoilers, Marco may have to pay for what transpired with Christina Corinthos Davis at Charlie's pub, so watch for his retaliation against Jen Sidwell. Spoilers for General Hospital, Rocco is gone. Is Gio able to help Dante and Lulu locate him? Rocco Falconeri might disappear, according to General Hospital spoilers and updates. Will Giovanni Gio Palmieri assist Dante Falconeri and Lulu Spencer in locating his fugitive brother? Rocco is reeling from his unexpected discovery and is anxious to get more information from Lulu as he works through all of his inquiries on Britt Westbourne. Lulu will try her best to explain the circumstances surrounding the stolen embryo, but it will be challenging to communicate the complex birth story. Lulu will, of course, tell Rocco that his background is unimportant. This in no way changes Rocco's biological ties or lessens his family's affection for him. Dante will eventually be informed of Rocco's concerns and revelations, and he will try to get in touch with him as well. Rocco will spin out despite all efforts. Regretfully, Rocco will lose it over this enormous truth that has been kept from him, which will cause him to suddenly feel distant from his parents. In the July 11th episode, Rocco intends to make a daring choice that will resolve this tension. GH spoilers indicate that Rocco is about to make a bold move, which makes us wonder what that might involve. Joe's world was turned upside down when he learned of his adoption. When he found himself in that motel with Emma Scorpio Drake, he immediately felt the need to get away, and he did just that. Although Rocco's circumstances aren't precisely the same as Joe's, he will feel as though his entire world has been upended. Rocco's experience may not be exactly the same as anyone else's, but he will undoubtedly feel as though his existence has been completely upended. This could encourage Rocco to act similarly, maybe going off to collect his thoughts alone. If that occurs, Lulu is likely to become alarmed when Rocco abruptly disappears. Rocco might not reach his location as planned, which could cause Lulu and Dante to get anxious. Gio would have the ideal opportunity in this situation to step up and help Dante locate his half-brother. It's easy to imagine Gio being embroiled in a desperate search. Dante previously angry with Gio over Rocco's drinking event. Dante approached Gio about the alcohol poisoning event because he felt that Gio ought to have rushed Rocco to the hospital right away. There may be an opportunity for Dante to turn his life around if Gio stands up for him and helps get him back together with Rocco. Additionally, this might facilitate a closer relationship between Gio and Dante. It would also strengthen Gio and Lulu's current bond, enabling them to begin establishing a family. Whatever happens, General Hospital spoilers suggest that Brooklyn Quartermain's actions will have a significant negative impact, so stay tuned for all the stunning events that are about to happen. Willow and Felicia's Jacinda intel versus Carly. Carly lashes out at Willow on the upcoming GH, exposing that Michael is aware of what she did. Willow Tate is confronted by Carly Spencer. Felicia Scorpio has provided Curtis Ashford with an update on Jacinda in the meanwhile. Jordan Ashford's choice. First up, Jordan Ashford approaches Curtis for a conversation. She intends to cut herself off from the ex's life, despite the fact that her feelings for him are intensifying. Jordan believes that she will not interfere with another person's marriage. Regardless of her feelings toward Portia Robinson and her outbursts beside the pool. Felicia will provide Drew Kane with some information regarding Jacinda as part of his leverage against Curtis. But Drew Kane is working on his own scheme. In the teaser video, Drew explains to Kai Taylor a scheme he has implemented. This might be related to Drew learning about Curtis's quest for Jacinda. Additionally, Willow will receive a warning from Drew to avoid her kids for the time being. The nurse may wind herself behind bars if she carries out her plan. Fans are aware, though, that Willow is the one deceiving Sasha Gilmore. The fact that everyone believes she is crazy will make the new mother go wild. Michael Corinthos tells her he doesn't, though. Willow is working at the nurse's station over at the hospital. Carly confronts Willow in the promo video, telling her she won't get away with it. Carly would definitely notify the legal system, but Michael might not. Carly is only aware of Willow's approach to Wiley Corinthos in the Metro Court pool, though. She is unaware that Willow is torturing Sasha as well. Elizabeth Liz Baldwin receives a romantic offer from Rick Lansing, according to General Hospital previews for today's show. Returning to Carly, Lucas Jones makes a request of her. Therefore, Marco Rios may be involved in this. Additionally, Sonny Corinthos shares his viewpoint with Jason Morgan. Sonny argues that Marco isn't off bounds because Jen Sidwell pursued Christina Corinthos Davis. Stay tuned for all the drama as it seems like the mob battle will degenerate into a convoluted, violent, and chaotic disaster. General Hospital rumor mill, Port Charles's best July rumors. According to General Hospital spoilers, July is going to be a very exciting month in Port Charles. Having said that, fans should prepare for a flurry of intriguing nuggets about certain bombshells that are circulating on the internet. Which rumors are the most popular at the moment? We have all the information. That will surprise you. The shocking departure of Sasha Corbin. There has been a lot of gossip about Sophia Matson's departure from the show, which is said to take place this summer. Rumor has it that her character, Sasha Corbin, will be leaving the canvas with Daisy, the daughter of Michael Corinthos. However, there is a bright side to everything. Return of Robert Scorpio. According to online social media ads, Tristan Rogers will play Robert Scorpio again this summer. His brief plot will revolve around bringing Sasha and Daisy out of town. If this is the case, it would be good to have Robert back in the mix, even if only briefly. Seeing him connect with his daughter Sasha and young Daisy, the newest member of the Scorpio family, would be even more delightful. Is Albrecht going to follow the bridge back? Fans are reminded by GH spoilers that Kelly Thibault will be making a comeback to the ABC soap opera sometime in July. Although it's unclear if she will return to her notorious role as Dr. Britt Westbourne, it's difficult to deny that she will, given how frequently the bridge has been mentioned recently on the show. Does that imply Dr. Liesel Albrecht will also be back? On social media, followers have been discussing the idea that she was Britt's mother, a fan favorite. An intriguing truth is that Thibault recently had her Instagram followers in stitches after posting a vintage picture of herself and Kathleen on her IG stories. She tagged Gotti in the picture, and Gotti reposted it. Did the two women have something in mind? Cody Bell, goodbye? It's difficult to deny the possibility that Cody Bell is moving out of Port Charles. After all, Josh Kelly, who played him, was recently demoted to recurring. In addition to everything else, Cody is essentially avoiding a relationship with Molly Lansing Davis by agreeing to woo Ava Jerome. Is GH forcing him to take a back seat? Would he be able to woo Ava and then leave town? Drew tells Willow there will be no visitation compromise after Sonny dooms Marco. Marco Rios will be doomed by Sonny Corinthos, and Sasha Gilmore Corbin poses an absurd query. Let's talk about what will happen on the ABC soap opera since Drew Kane will also warn Willow Tate. Lucas Jones will first ask Carly Spencer for a favor in the GH episode. Sonny might urge Carly to stop him from pursuing Jen Sidwell if there is anything she can do to help. Sidwell and Sonny's growing rivalry will continue to worry Lucas, particularly since Marco might get up in the middle of it all. Given that Sonny has already made references to an eye for an eye penalty, there are valid reasons to be concerned. Sonny is fine with Marco going down because of Sidwell. Sonny will restate that position in a future interview with Jason Morgan. Sonny will want to make a strong statement because he is still furious about the pub fire that placed Christina Corinthos Davis in danger. During the promo video, Sonny says, "Your child will pay if you come after my child." She will inform Curtis Ashford that she does not wish to add to his marital troubles over with Jordan Ashford. Jordan will therefore insist on completely removing herself from Curtis' sphere of influence. Elizabeth Baldwin will be approached by Felicia Scorpio with some crucial news as Rick Lansing attempts to persuade her to accept an offer. Will Felicia provide Jacinda with some updates? Is Jacinda open to meeting with Curtis and listening to him? Drew might have an opportunity to play spy if this meeting is set to take place in Port Charles. We'll see if Kai Taylor would set Curtis up and attempt to record any bribery proof after Drew gives him a hint about a cunning plan. Drew will eventually catch up with Willow and issue a warning. Drew might suggest against it if he believes Willow might be open to making concessions to Michael Corinthos regarding visits. Michael may eventually be persuaded to deal with Willow, though, as he will clarify some terms later this week. Naturally, Michael is unaware that Willow is the eerie stalker responsible for all of the drama surrounding Daisy Gilmore at the Quartermaine home. Sasha will express her concerns on the show because she has been gaslighted and appears to be losing it. "Don't you think I'm crazy?" in the promo clip, Sasha asks. Even though he's secretly becoming concerned about Sasha's mental health, Michael may say he doesn't think that because he wants to reassure someone. When she returns to GH with Willow, she will run into Carly, who will become irate because she knows what Willow did. Willow may momentarily panic, believing that her stalker plot has been uncovered, but Carly will not allow her to get away with her activities. Carly might actually be talking about Willow's approach to Wiley Corinthos in the Metro Court pool. After moving to Tennessee, Kirsten Storms of General Hospital is still going strong. Check out Maxie's exciting future on GH. According to General Hospital spoilers, Kirsten Storms announced on social media that she was relocating to Nashville, Tennessee, and she discussed the implications for Maxie's future in Port Charles. Storms just shared the news of her big move on Instagram, expressing her delight. Storms' excitement for their new beginning in Tennessee is evident. "I'm thrilled to be relocating to Tennessee. Once Harper and I are comfortable in our new town, I can't wait to go back to GH," Storms remarked. Storms is excited to share more information about her journey as it unfolds because this is a dream come true for her. It is hoped that Storms would provide more details so that followers may see her new beginning with her daughter. "I intend to share as much of this new journey as possible on my social media platforms," Storms continued. "Moving to a place like this has always been a dream of mine. It's hard to believe it's actually happening." Kirsten Storms also shared a video explaining her time in PC, which is fortunately not coming to an end. Storms disclosed that she discussed her motivations for wanting to make this change in a March meeting with GH executive producer Frank Valentini. Valentini was prepared to work with Storms, who also mentioned at the meeting that she wanted to stay on the show. Storms revealed that she also requested some time off, so she was appreciative of Valentini, the ABC network executives, and the writers' unwavering support. While Storms has filmed further episodes and will return to the air as Maxie Jones the week of August 18th, Nicole Paggi has, of course, been airing as a temporary recast. Storms acknowledged that she had just had her last day of taping for the year, but she later changed her statement and hinted that she would return in December or perhaps November. Pagy might step in once more in the interim, but Storm's appreciation for the writers gave the impression that Maxie was receiving a plot-related excuse to leave the canvas. Maxie may vanish or leave town on a mission related to the events in Port Charles. In any case, Storm's promised fans that their current plot is amazing till her PC reappears. Storms asserted, "You guys are going to freak out," actually, before saying she was eager to read all of the comments made online. Even if Kirsten Storms changed her living arrangement, it's encouraging to know that Maxie will continue to appear on the show. We hope Storms finds all the happiness she seeks in Tennessee and wish her luck on her journey. Sunny targets Marco, Carly threatens Willow, Sasha becomes hysterical, and Drew plots. Willow is pushing Sasha closer to the brink of her collapse by playing more intense mind games with her on the next GH. Will Willow be able to break Sasha, or will someone discover her nefarious scheme? Willow Tate will be confronted by Carly Spencer. Jordan Ashford makes the decision to cut ties with Curtis Ashford. Additionally, Elizabeth Liz Baldwin receives an invitation from Rick Lansing. Willow Tate confronted Let's Start with Willow, who works at the hospital's nurses' station. Carly goes up against her ex-daughter-in-law. In reference to Willow's approach to Wiley Corinthos at the Metro Court pool, the blonde claims that Michael Corinthos told her what Willow did. Carly is unaware that Willow is deceiving Sasha Gilmore, though. Drew Kane's caution in relation to Willow. Drew Kane issues a caution. The congressman advises his fiancée to exercise caution. Sasha Gilmore gaslit. According to General Hospital spoilers, fans witnessed a flashback in which Willow gaslit Sasha. Following Daisy Gilmore Corinthos' miraculous reappearance, Sasha is unsure of her thoughts. She is aware that she is not insane. But in a sneak peek, Sasha knows someone thinks she's gone crazy as she stares at them. However, it is hinted that Michael will reassure someone in tomorrow's show. Given that Michael has previously had a troubling experience with Willow, I wonder whether this is him. Would Willow be able to handle Sasha's strange experiences, in Michael's opinion? It's possible that Michael will install a new camera in the nursery. After all, he did say that he regretted throwing it away following Drew and Willow's playdate in the nursery. Additionally, fans will witness Rick invite Liz. Liz was just telling Portia Robinson, though, that it would be best to turn down Rick's approaches. What will Liz say to her ex-boyfriend, then? Carly receives a request from Lucas Jones. Felicia Scorpio has Curtis's latest information. Drew tells Kai Taylor that he is working on a strategy. Jordan makes the decision to inform Curtis that she is leaving his life. Additionally, Sonny Corinthos informs Jason Morgan that he is targeting Marco Rios because Jen Sidwell pursued his child. With all of this familial strife, this might be a good moment for Allison Blaze Rogers to make a comeback. 20 years after being crowned the first winner of DWTS, Kelly Monaco reflects on her victory. 20 years have passed since Kelly Monaco, a former General Hospital star, won the first season of ABC's Dancing with the Stars. Entertainment Weekly reflected on the historic event by conducting an oral history with some of the major figures involved in the show's historic debut. Speaking to the site, Kelly Monaco discussed how she was asked to compete, how the experience changed her perception among soap opera viewers, and what it was like to win. Dance It Out. When Monaco recalled her first overture from DWTS, she said, "I had a letter in my mailbox in my dressing room at General Hospital. They said, 'You can't do a reality show.' When I brought the request to join the show's first season cast home and got comments from friends, family, and other people. Actors don't do reality shows. Ballroom dancing was new to me. I didn't know what I was getting into. However, I simply said, F it. I've always operated under the motto, I'll try anything once." It goes without saying that Monaco's gamble paid off, as she became the first celebrity to win the famous Mirror Ball trophy. "If an opportunity comes, I'll try it." She wasn't promoting her role in the new initiative, though, because she didn't know it would. There were only 6 episodes in the first season, she clarified. "I was horrified by the comments from the judges, and I got the lowest score, I think, ever in the history of Dancing with the Stars." However, this was a turning point in the actress's dedication to giving it her all to master the challenge the show presented. "It was a test run, and I was like, I'm not going to tell anyone I'm doing it, and hopefully I get voted off first and no one will ever see it." Monaco added after a poor performance in the first episode. Okay, it's on, I said. We're going in and we're doing this. After receiving those initial low grades, Monica was also the underdog and she put in a lot of effort. At that time, I took it seriously and was fully committed. She told EW, I got better every week. I believe that people could identify with me because I went from being clumsy to being able to spin. It was a journey for me to even be able to do it without collapsing because I have eardrum ruptures and balance issues. And survived the unforgettable week when she had a serious on-air wardrobe malfunction with one of her daring costumes. I was so proud every week that I made it a week further. When it happened on live television, Monica recalled, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just hold my dress up while I dance. Ultimately, she said, I was able to persevere and get through the dance with a standing ovation. Monica also revealed that her professional dance partner, Alec Mazzo, had prepared me for every obstacle, including something going wrong with her outfit. The audience connected with me after that, she thought. She did rise above, but nothing could have prepared her for victory. This gave the audience a chance to see the real me in a circumstance where you can either fall flat or rise above. She described hearing her name mentioned as the winner as mind-blowing. It was one of the best feelings in the world. Monica told Soap Opera Digest in 2023 that she believed making a good impression on GH viewers during her stint on DWTS was essential. After competing on Dancing with the Stars for 2 or 3 years, she reflected, I feel like the turning point for me with the audience, for me not to get hate from the audience. After getting to know me and seeing me, Kelly, people were able to tell me apart from the character. I swear to you, from the first airing of Dancing with the Stars, almost overnight, it was a switch in support, because then I wasn't Sam, the person who broke up Sunny and Carly, the person who slept with Jax. They actually saw me as, oh, that's Kelly over here, and that's the character she plays over there. Breaking the fourth wall, sometimes that works out badly for people, but for me, it worked in my favor, and I think I was able to gain some respect from the audience and they didn't think I was, like, this trashy whore who was sleeping with her stepfather, laughs. Sasha's worst nightmare begins, Daisy is missing and the gaslighting turns lethal. The nursery was painted in soft creams and dusty pinks. Gauzy drapes let in sunlight, which bounced off the crib's fragile white frame. Overhead, a mobile whirled softly, unmoved by the breeze. For a mother who had once buried someone else, the room was meant to be a haven, a dream come true. For Sasha, however, what started off as a dream was developing into something much more sinister. Even if Port Charles has seen its fair share of brutality, what was happening to her was more than a series of coincidental events. There was a message. Sasha was the marionette on the verge of a breakdown, and someone was pulling the strings. The first glitch, that's not my baby, it began subtly, without blaring alarms or fireworks. It was just a faint, terrible feeling in Sasha's stomach. The moment she had just given birth to Daisy was meant to erase years of suffering, loss, and dashed hopes. However, Sasha's breath froze in her throat when the nurse wheeled her daughter in for the first postnatal feeding. The infant didn't appear to be well. Daisy's shoulder lacked the birthmark, and her nose was wider. Initially, she remained silent, doubting herself. However, the more she gazed, the more convinced she was that it was not her child. The hospital staff quietly calmed her when she rang the alarm. They said there was a tag mix-up. Daisy was already back in her arms, secure and well. Sasha believed them for a second. But just for a second. One late night, she was alone herself in the nursery, rocking Daisy while humming quietly. A mobile spins without touch, and the fear creeps in. She glimpsed the move out of the corner of her eye as she turned to take a pacifier from the dresser. Above the crib, the mobile had begun to spin. Not slowly, not languidly, as if tossed by a wind, but purposefully. Easy. Rhythmic. Sasha was still. No windows are open. There are no vents blowing. It couldn't have been moved by anything. A knot formed in her stomach. She grabbed Daisy and ran out of the room. She came back with Michael the following morning. Naturally, though, the cell phone was still. In a baby's room, only a plastic decoration. What she observed, she told him. She was sleep-deprived, he informed her. Daisy's room turns into a battleground. The following event was even more unsettling. Daisy was dressed differently. Daisy now had a lavender sleeper on her body that Sasha clearly remembered packing away. On the changing table, the soft bunny onesie she had dressed her in earlier was folded neatly, clean and sanitized. Michael didn't know why. Yuri, the nanny, denied ever being in the room that night. Security video? Glitched out as it was happening. Easily. Then Sasha discovered Daisy on the other side of the crib from where she had been placed. The crib rails had a different latch. The diaper bag shifted to the left by 2 inches. Minor specifics. Together, though, they depicted a horrifying scene. The nursery had been occupied. Sasha's infant was being touched by someone. A message awaits, the crib is empty. Then the tipping point arrived. When Sasha entered the nursery one bright afternoon, she saw the crib was empty. The quiet cried out. Shouting Daisy's name, she fell to her knees. She screamed for assistance as she ran into the estate, panic tearing at her chest. The estate was searched by the guards. The nanny broke out in tears. However, Sasha's world was already in ruins. Upon her return to the nursery, she noticed a white card nestled between 2 teddy animals on the ledge. Her hands trembled as she lifted it up. "She doesn't belong to you anymore," was scrawled in black ink. A daisy was pinned under the card. The gaslighting hits new heights. Sasha discovered the nursery had been painted the following morning. Just enough to notice, but not completely. One wall had been restored in a blush that was a shade off color, the color so different from the original that she had to doubt herself. Did she lose sight of the shade? Were her recollections faulty? Everyone appeared to agree. Even Carly, Sunny, and Dante. They gave her the impression that they were worried but not persuaded. The cruelest aspect of it all was that nobody took her seriously. In her suffering, she was alone. She was alone in her terror. The stalker wanted her just that way. Theories abound. Who's the puppet master? Who would do this? Was the question that raged the most. 2 names, laden with luggage, intentions, and icy calculation, were murmured about Port Charles. Sidwell Jens. For years, he had detested Holly, Sasha's mother. A vendetta had rotted in his mind, buried deep in a history of scandal and betrayal. Stealing her granddaughter and breaking her daughter is the perfect method to harm Holly. It was a twofold triumph. He took delight in Sasha's suffering. What about Sunny's suffering? Even more so. Daisy was, after all, also Sunny's grandchild. Both bloodlines would be affected if the infant was targeted. There was no moral boundary that Sidwell would not exceed. Or was it Willow? Then there was the alternative. Corinthos, Willow. She is now a ghost of the person she used to be, loving, kind, and selfless. She had been shattered by losing custody. What remained had been crushed by seeing Michael go on. Then Sasha gave birth. Michael's child. Willow started to fall apart at that point. She had consistently expressed her desire to act in the children's best interests. But what if she believed she was the best option in her grief? Daisy might have felt that being taken was fair. Or deliverance. A method to have Michael turn back to her. A means of being significant. Sasha's unraveling sanity and Michael's ripped allegiances. Michael was trapped in the hurricane's eye. One night, Sasha was crying in his arms, and the next, she was slapping him. Every occurrence sounded more improbable than the last, but she needed him to trust her and believe her. He wanted to think she was real. He did. However, about 3 a.m., Sasha woke up yelling. Because she believed she saw someone in the mirror in the nursery? When did she begin to be sure Daisy's fingers hadn't been switched again, inspecting them every hour? He began to question whether grief was rewriting her thoughts. It wasn't just him. Jason gets involved. The truth under the surface. Michael was desperate and questioned his own judgment, so he turned to Jason Morgan, the only person who could cut through the clutter. Jason began to inquire. He himself watched the security footage. He looked at the timestamps. He called the laboratory that handled the paint samples from the nursery. And he was chilled by what he discovered. There had been no glitches in the video. It was altered. There was a tech-savvy person inside the house. Someone who was skilled at erasing video and covertly altering surveillance data to make it seem damaged without anyone noticing. It was no coincidence. It was a predator. The last word, and Sasha's turning point, the final word, came through Daisy's blanket. The final straw was a petal placed into the folds of her daughter's wrapping when Sasha opened it to look for rash symptoms. The note, written in block letters, read, "You have one more chance to say goodbye." Sasha fell. She screamed for assistance, but her words were unformed. She was at her breaking point. The race has begun, and the clock is ticking. Jason is on a ghost hunt. Willow is being silently watched. From behind a wall of silence, Sidwell is making fun of Sunny. What about Sasha? Sasha is in danger of experiencing a total breakdown in her mental state. A mother's love, however, is greater than fear. And before she allows anyone to kidnap her daughter again, Sasha will burn Port Charles to the ground. A mother's wrath, a stalker's trap, and an uneasy town. The upcoming chapter will not be about survival. Retaliation is at issue. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.